Hey, everybody, welcome to Prinze and the Wolf.
Wolf and the Prince.
Prinze and the Wolf.
You gotta tell all your mamas.
Tell your friends.
I don't know how many mamas you have. I don't think I had the plural. I think most people just have one mama.
I think it was plural on the friends.
But for all you guys that do have two mamas, some of y'all might. Hey, right on. What's that kid who plays basketball? Kenneth Faried. He played for the Denver Nuggets. He had two moms. So boom. Faried, if you're out there listening to the podcast, that cut was for you.
I wonder what's the record for the amount of moms somebody's had.
That had to be a dad who just was too stupid to stop getting married.
Do you know
That's
what I mean?
the only way that could happen. This is my ex-stepmom, my ex-ex-stepmom. That's my ex-ex-ex-stepmom. This is my current stepmom. She's 23. I'm older than her. It would have to be one of those situations.
Yeah, I wonder how many people, because you've had a lot of stepmoms, but I wonder what
I have not.
Not you, but a person.
I got one mom.
Yeah. I got one too. I wonder though, what's the record for the amount of times somebody's called someone else mom?
Okay.
You have stepmoms?
I'm not going to say their name on the podcast, but I have a friend whose father was in the music business for a long time on the agent side, right?
Yeah.
And he's older now, like much older, grandfather now. And he has had quite a few stepmoms in his life. That number would actually be 5. And the last one was actually this young actress who you would know. I'll tell you after the podcast.
Oh, no.
He was mad. He's still alive. Yeah, I'll say all this to his face. I just won't say his name. But she was younger than his youngest child was.
No.
And he has a son and a daughter. And from one wife, those are the only kids he had. And the girl was like, yo, what are you doing? The daughter was like, what are you doing? She's younger than me. I'm not calling her mom. I'm not bringing grandchildren over here one day. What is wrong with you? And he's like, hey, you just got to rock and roll.
What is?
So 5 moms, dude, that's got to be a record.
What? 5 moms has got to be close to a record, right? What is okay.
Who fumbled more than 5 times in the marriage game?
It's really tough to do. I have a friend of mine who is an old rocker, and his 5th marriage.
It's all music, guys.
Yeah. His 5th marriage, Freddie, for this. He's a guy who talks like this. And this was 2 or 3 years ago. 5th. And he goes, we were talking about, he was like, how's it going, Beth? I go, great, man. He goes, I don't know how you do it. He goes, I go, well, at least you're not married anymore. He goes, no, I'm going to Thailand to get another one. I go, what? So he was going to Thailand to get a young bride.
Come on.
Wait.
He didn't get the old Eddie Murphy joke. You can't bring him back.
You
They're
ready for
going to
this?
become Americanized.
That's what he said. So I go, why Thailand? He goes, well, I go, what's the lure to Thailand? He goes, honestly, I just want someone young who doesn't talk. I said, what? He goes, yeah, she doesn't know how to speak English. I already checked on that. So
that's a man that wants to be alone, but is lonely. Yeah! That's a man that's been married way too long. Hey, listen, fellas, I want to be real with you. Marriage ain't for everybody.
No.
And it might not be for you.
Yeah, that's okay.
And that's totally good. It is, listen, these days it's more a business contract between 2 people, and one person, if it doesn't work out, gets a lot of dough for no reason, in my opinion. But if it's not for you, if it doesn't work twice,
that seems like a good number.
Quit. I would say if it doesn't work once, quit. Just know that that's not where your brain is linked into picking good people for you. Usually our personalities are formed, our decision-making process is already formed long before marriage and long-term relationships becomes a part of the process. That's just human biology,
I think
sociology.
It's because for most people, I think it's a lot of what you saw when you were a child.
Yes, because that's what forms your personality. So you're going to pick the same type of person over and over. There's good news, though. It doesn't have to be a legally binding contract. You could just date them. You could just go out. And if they're not okay with that, if they're like, no, I have to have this, then that's a conversation you have. If it's like, yo, if you're worried about insurance and stuff like that, and we're promising to be with each other, I'll guarantee you that.
Yeah.
But if somebody's wanting a contract between the two of you, understand they're wanting that way more than companionship. Way more than companionship. So marriage isn't for everybody. I'm not saying it's dead. I didn't believe in it at all until Sarah and I fell in love, and then I suddenly believed in it. So I understand that can happen out there. But I'll tell you this, God forbid, I don't even put this in the universe, but if she did something crazy or nutsos and that was a wrap on us, that would be a wrap on the institution of marriage for me. Like, there'd be a public message.
What's that pounding sign? Those are the nails.
Please don't ask.
In
I'm
the coffin.
done. Like, dude, like, that would be a wrap.
You know what? I asked him. I go, "What's the why? Why don't you want someone to talk?" He goes, "Well, a lot of reasons, but mostly because I don't think I've ever won an argument in a marriage before." And he goes, "Dude,
I kind of love this guy, man."
So, right? I go, "Well, what's the deal?" And he goes, "I'll tell you when I get back." So he gets back.
No.
So I said, "What's the deal?" He goes, "She'll come." I go, "How old is she?" She said 22. I don't know if I believe 22. He goes, "Hard to really tell." And I said, "Oh, what's the situation?" He goes, "She comes. We're married. We live together. I gotta send the family $50,000 a year."
What?
So he has to send her family to live 50 G's a year.
Holy crap.
Okay. So
what?
You ready for this, Freddie?
That's like some Japanese geisha concubine shit. That's old school.
Old school. So that was
I know people still do it, but that's old school.
He said when he went over there that the father, who did speak some broken English, he just kept hammering home. 50,000 a year, right? Check cash. He kept saying, check cash, check cash,
Wow,
check
bro.
cash. So this was, I guess, 3 years ago, maybe 4.
There's a famous surgeon that's done this too, by the way.
She's going back. Do you know why?
She talk?
She's learned how to speak English.
He's like, 50,000 a month doesn't buy me some peace and quiet, then nothing will. I'm telling your friend right now, it won't. No. There's no price. I love my wife, and she talks too much.
Yeah.
She loves me. I'm sure she says I talk too much. It's never good. There's no price. The only way you get peace and quiet is get a pet. Get fish.
Fish don't talk at all.
And get a saltwater tank, my rock and roll brother, because then you don't even have to maintain it. It maintains itself. They got a dude. If you got 50 G's a month, they got a dude that'll come out for $50 a week.
No, he's 50 G's a year, not a month.
Whatever, $50 a week. They'll come and maintain and take care of everything. They'll bring the fish to your house, rock and roll brother. You don't even have to leave.
He should marry a fish.
And you can have any ceremony you want. No one even has to know.
The Little Mermaid, that shit.
It never talks.
No, I think you're right.
And invite me. It could be a real wedding. I'll be the reverend. I can get ordained online.
And you know why fish is the right call, Freddie? Because dogs talk.
Oh yeah.
Cats talk.
And they wake you up.
Yeah, fish.
Birds talk.
Yo, if you have a bird at your house, we're not friends.
Man, my mom had a bird. He was a nice bird, man. You like my mom. She's cool, man.
I love your mom. But I can't. You know what? Like, I walked into somebody's house and had a bird, and I've been like, what's the deal with that?
You're like my wife. She can't. She doesn't even like the tiki room at Disneyland.
No.
Sarah will be like, you go in there by yourself.
No.
I'm like, they're not real.
Fuck those birds.
It's not Alfred Hitchcock. They're not going to attack you. It's not Westworld. They're not going to come alive.
What's the creepiest bird?
There are no creep. I love birds, man.
Oh, yeah.
I guess maybe a pelican.
Man, I love a pelican. That's
like
my one bird. That's why I love them.
They're like dinosaurs.
I'm
not saying I don't love them. I'm saying creepy.
When you see them over the coast, and I'm like, they're going to Jurassic Park.
When you see the fish still wiggling in that pouch, that bottom jawbone pouch, dude, that's some creepy shit. Yeah. It's cool though.
To me, the crow is the creepiest.
Why? What? Crows are cool, man. They're like the mob. That's like watching an episode of Goodfellas if it was a TV series on Netflix.
Yeah, but there was this crow man who was in my neighborhood, my old neighborhood, that first one you went to.
High walks.
What's that?
High walks.
Yes.
Do you remember your high walks?
Oh, man.
Those are money.
I might, listen, there's a rumor they're coming back.
I didn't start it.
Well, I'm starting it right now. There's a rumor they're coming back because I think we're going to re-up and get another dog.
We are about to also.
Are you?
We're going to get 2. We're going to get 2 Akitas, like our old boy Tyson. He lived 15 years.
Do they have blue tongues?
No, those are chows.
Chows.
And these are Japanese dogs. Richard Gere made a weird movie about an actual one that took place in Japan called someone will tell us, Hachiko, something like that. And we had one named Tyson. He was the best dog I've ever had. He used to sit shotgun with me in the Dodge Ram truck, electric Ram guy's truck.
Yeah.
He had this humongous head. And I'm going to name him Sato and Kumi. Those are Japanese names. Kumi-chan and Sato-san.
What does it mean?
Sato was the bad guy in Karate Kid 2. And Kumi was the lady that loved Miyagi but couldn't go with him to America. Don't tell my wife, but she probably ask us to switch the name. She won't want it to come.
I wonder if Kumi is the name of my boy's ex-wife.
It might be. No, he went to Thailand. This is a Japanese name.
Listen,
Okinawa, bro.
This dude, he was. I said, what was the deal? Because I asked him. I go, so you done? He goes, you know what? And
yes.
He goes, I might try Russia next.
Come on.
And I was like, why? He goes, because I think this was his theory. He was like, the Thai girl just got Americanized, like Eddie.
Let me give a message to your friend.
Yeah.
And please, we got to cut this, and I want you to deliver it to your friend.
Okay.
My rock star brother, you are a musician. Every Russian mail order bride wants to be a pop star here in America. That's their dream. That's their goal. None of them can sing. None of them can dance. And they all have some weird, creepy boyfriend that's their record producer. You do not trust me, dude.
Vlad.
I know someone who did one of these.
Oh, no.
Okay, they did one of these deals. All right? The girl's in a recording studio all the time, man. I'm telling you, go fish.
Go fish?
Go fish. I'm telling you, dude, that saying there's plenty more fish in the sea, it's a different meaning for your friend.
But why does he have to get married all the time?
I'm saying just get fish.
Why can't he? Listen, 50
girls
G's,
will like him. They'll want to hang out with him. But anyway, he's a rock star. That kind of girl's going to hang out with him.
I agree with that. And also, 50 G's a year. Let's be honest. And guys, I know you're going to fucking be like, that is but at his age, 50 G's, and he's upper 50s, lower 60s. At 50 G's a year, and but can't he just, I know this is going to sound terrible, just get hookers for 50 G's a year?
The oldest profession in the world?
They have sex, he pays, they leave. It
might be a mental thing for him, though. Like,
he needs a companion, you think?
Yeah, like, here's the philosophy. Like, Charlie Sheen would say, they said, why do you, sleep with all these prostitutes and all this stuff? And he's like, look, I can go get any girl I want. I'm not paying these women to have sex with me. I'm paying them to leave.
Right.
And that was his philosophy. But it doesn't sound like that's how your guy is.
No.
Your guy's looking for companionship, but on his terms, which is a very artistic thing. Like Picasso was like that with all his wives. Like, I'm not changing a thing because I'm the artist and I chose you.
Right.
And so that's a normal thing. And women do it too, just as many as the men out there. I'm so tired of all this man versus woman bullshit. It's a power thing. Like, I know just as many gross, disgusting women as I do men.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a power thing.
Absolutely.
Those that don't have it don't want equality. They just want power so they can abuse it. They don't think they do, but then when you watch how they get it, that's what they want. But anyway, topic for another day. Back to this guy. He is wanting a sort of like where you have a license to be who you are, be who you want to be. Like Bill Burr said, where are those women from the 50s? Where you could just come home and take out your shitty day on them and what a fucking failure you are, and you could just blame them, and they took it. Where are these? Like, he would just go on this rant, right? That's what your boy's looking for.
Yeah.
And he's of the age where that actually existed, which is, I'm not saying he's a bad dude.
No.
I'm just saying he's wanting a relationship where he doesn't have to tell you how he feels or tell you how his day was.
Yeah.
He just wants you there to put an arm around him, have a meal with him. And then when he doesn't want to hang out with you, he wants to be like, hey, I want to be alone. And
you know what he
listen.
needs? He needs one of those sex robots. He needs a sex robot, right?
What?
Did you see the Whitney Cummings?
Yes. But what, you thinking instead of a fish, you think that's a healthier alternative? Have you not seen Westworld?
No, but he can't fuck a fish.
He could jerk off.
To the fish?
I'm not saying to the fish.
Oh.
He's got the internet. Why's it got to be a weird bestiality thing? Is it pesciality?
I don't know. Is it bestiality if you masturbate to a fish?
Does a fish count in that? In the bestiary? Is it
in the
world?
bestiary?
Well, that's a
by the way,
D&D term.
Bestiary sounds like a real word.
It is. It's like where you would find all the mythical beasts in a Dungeons and Dragons game. It would be like an actual manual called the bestiary. And it would be like, this is a centaur. Its strength is 24. Its agility is 16. It's this is that. Sorry. Nerd.
You know what? I think we should think of our best Dungeons and Dragons names right now.
What?
Yeah.
This is going to be a 3-hour podcast.
I think.
That's how long a game of D&D takes.
I know. I think I need to think of a good D&D name. Like,
what kind of character would you want to? First of all, yeah.
When I was growing up, you ready for this? When I was growing up, I always went cleric.
That's what I always
went cleric.
We want to keep people alive.
Yeah.
We also don't want the pressure of having to like lead the attack and be the first one.
Hang back.
We're phlegmatic clerics.
Yeah.
We just kind of sit back and go, "Oh, he's fucked up."
Yeah, yeah. I always
get in there
cleric.
and help. Just call when you need it.
Yep. I'm gonna be back here. I'm gonna be back here. Hey, everybody.
Yo, that's how I played World of Warcraft.
Oh
too.
yeah.
Was that priest over there in the corner? That's Metaxa. Don't worry. Oh hell yeah. So he doesn't have to stand there. This whole area is safe. He freaks out. He just wants to be safe. Let him do it.
I haven't played D&D in so long.
You're gonna.
I would like to.
So check this out. I want to kind of do a character thing with you real quick, but I'll say this now instead of at the end. We're starting this on my GEGGHEAD channel on YouTube, and the first one we're doing is this Friday live here in the studio.
Come on.
At 1:00, and we're playing Catan, which isn't D&D, but it's more a resource-based game.
Chris
Everyone
Catan?
against. He's not in it.
Okay.
And this was even before Chris was born, or rather, a dentist invented it, and he's one of the few board game inventors that doesn't have to have a secondary job because the game is huge. But anyway, we have our we have Claire Grant, Kyle Newman, Taylor Gray, and Amy Louise Pemberton, and they're all playing. I'm going to host it.
That's a ton of fun, man.
It's going to be live, and we're going to start doing D&D events here too. You might have to jump back in the fray, bro. It's going to be weekdays. You'll be in town.
You know
I don't do anti-comic scheduling.
You know I'm on board for some board games.
Bro,
and
I'm talking D&D though.
Yeah, and you know that I'm terrible, but that's part of the fun.
I think you actually won once.
I did.
It was probably on accident.
Yeah, of course it was.
We played, I don't want to say it because it's going to sound like we did something weird to each other, but we played a game that was designed called Toss Salad.
Yes.
We were not playing Toss Salad with each other.
What was the game that we did clues, and Lauren and I...
Clue was rough for you.
But Lauren and I gave each other clues. Remember that game?
That's Toss Salad.
Oh, yeah, I was really good at that.
And you guys smashed Claire and I. Claire and I just didn't click. We're better competitive against each other than as a team.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm also going to do a Battleship League. Remember old school Battleship?
Yeah.
And I'm going to have a title. The Grand Admiral of the Seas title. We're going to call it the GOATS title, even though it's pronounced GOATS, but that's harder to say than GOATS.
Yeah, but
I'm going to actually get a
umlauts.
championship belt, and our winner's going to have it. Macaulay's in, Taylor's in, John's in, Rio's in, Dulay's in, like tons of people. Come join. Any comics that want to come, we'll make it big. We'll do like a World Series of Poker, and it'll finally get down to the final two, and that'll be I think it's going to come down to Mac and someone, because Macaulay's, and he cheats, but
Me
he's
too.
sick. Are you sick at it?
No, I cheat.
Oh, well, then it'll probably be you and Mac.
Yeah, I cheat.
As long as you don't get caught, cheating's allowed at GEGGHEAD. But if you get caught, that's your ass.
Yeah, I am pretty good at, and this is how I always cheated with my brothers growing up. I could basically, they weren't good at like I could tell where you were reaching.
Yes, that's a classic.
I would pay attention
to where you. That's why I always do fake placements.
So
because I played with Mac a lot.
They weren't smart enough, and I would look at them, and so I would lose on purpose. Not lose on purpose, but the first 2 or 3 times that I would play them, I would literally just watch them and not pay attention to anything else.
I want to show you something, and nobody will be able to see it, but I'll hold it up anyway. But this was when I was talking to Mac about the Battleship League. This is what he sent me. He goes, "You really want to fuck with somebody?" He goes, "Just do this."
Oh, buddy.
He basically put ships from like 8 different games to cover every peg. He's like, no matter where they guess, it's a hit. But they don't know what the top and what the bottom is. I was like, yo, that's a great like prank to pull on somebody, man. He's like, yeah. I was like, you might have to do that to someone.
But he says hit every time?
Yeah.
Hit.
Yeah.
Hit. What the
It's
fuck?
like Pearl Jam in the 90s.
Yeah.
Hit.
Yo, man. Somebody asked me, and by the way, thank you all very much for all your suggestions for the XFL names.
Yo,
those were amazing.
The filibusters?
Come on.
The DC scandal?
The DC filibusters I liked a lot.
And the DC scandal I liked a lot.
I liked a lot.
Man, but the filibusters was
strong.
Money.
Strong.
That was the best one for sure.
But so thank you guys.
By the way, someone created an NBA 2K team called the Houston Problem and hit us up on social media. It's like, yo, that name was so money. I had to put it on.
That's awesome.
And it even read Problem across the jersey. I was like, that's sick. It looks like Dwight Howard, but that's sick.
Dwight Howard back in LA.
I know. And he seems humble. I'm going to say something weird. I can't say too much, but I had lunch with Jeannie Buss a couple weeks ago, speaking about our project that her and I are trying to get off the ground together, that you know about, but a lot of people don't. And the way she spoke about him and the level of humility that he seems to have around him right now made me think, as long as his back doesn't go right away, he might be in a better headspace to play in this town.
Yeah.
I get it, dude. I was born in this city. I know this city better than most people here. It's a rough place. You can have 100 friends and feel alone every day of your life, okay? It makes people kill themselves. It makes people, that's on the worst case scenario end. Best case scenario, it makes people move and quit their dreams and every bad thing in between. But if you know who you are as an individual and then come out here, meaning if you're confident in what you love, regardless of the praise or criticism people hit you with, that's knowing yourself, right? Shakespeare said, know thyself. That's what he meant. If you know who you are, you can succeed out here on a massive level, and it will literally feel like a Benny Hill skit in Fast Forward, because that's how rapidly you'll rise through the ranks, because you're in a sea of insecurity in this town. It's all dreamers. And if you know who you are, you can literally cut through them like a hot blade. It's one of the reasons why I rose so quickly once I started and didn't, veer off, because I knew who I was and I didn't care either way what was going to go down. I knew what road I wanted to be on, and I was confident in that decision. I made mistakes on the way. I made great choices on the way, but I knew who I was, and they weren't able to change me in that process. And I hope that he's in a better, it feels weird talking about what in essence is going to be a backup center for the Lakers. But he was a guy who I think for a long time, ego dictated a lot of choices that he made.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm hoping that that he's grown up. And I'm not saying he's changed. I'm just hoping he's grown up and seen, hey, this works, that doesn't, this works, that doesn't. This is probably my last couple of years. I'm going to get it right.
If he can honestly just be like, I'm going to take whatever scraps I get on offense and just play defense. Because Anthony Davis does not like playing the 5.
Anthony Davis just said he wants to win Defensive Player of the Year, which is sick if he means that.
And by the way, this team is going to need him to play defense. This is LeBron's 17th year in the league.
Look, I love LeBron. I have LeBron James socks.
Yeah.
He's not playing defense this year.
17th year in the league. And Dwight Howard's back, you don't know. Rondo can't guard anyone.
JaVale McGee, you don't know how he's going to hold up health-wise.
So, Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis's health, because that dude is injured every year, too.
If either one of our guys goes down for a long period of time,
it's a problem, right?
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's
not a problem. It's a wrap.
Because it's an older team,
deep
right?
enough. We're just not deep enough.
Yeah.
If LeBron goes down like he did with the groin injury, if Anthony Davis goes down with a similar injury in the West, I don't know how you even make the 8th seed. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
They have to stay healthy. I'm hoping they don't do any crazy Antonio Brown stuff. By the way, what a gangster move by Belichick and Drew
I really want to ask you about this.
I know I was giving you crap before the podcast about cheating, but I quote Booker T, the WWE wrestler, all the time. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. This move that these two men pulled, Drew Rosenhaus and Bill Belichick, is
seems orchestrated, doesn't it?
Yeah. And all these people are like, well, I don't believe in conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. Belichick is a calculated dude. He is always out thinking you. from filming practices to the way he deals with accountability. And I'm not criticizing the dude. This is a game, like you were saying before the podcast. Yeah. Like, it's gamesmanship. Like, I completely agree. And now we're being real. I was just giving you shit on Instagram. But he does this better than anyone. And him and Drew have done business countless times. And if you don't think sports and entertainment agents are purposely getting their clients pulled from teams to put them in better situations, you are kidding yourself. Just at my level alone in the entertainment business, if I was attached to a movie because I liked the script, it was a small independent film, and then 2 weeks later a studio film gets offered to me, my agent's getting me out of that independent movie if I want to do the studio film. And it's not even hard. Like, it's not even hard. He had John Gruden's permission to air the phone call on his channel. You don't think this wasn't orchestrated? He had the man's consent. Yeah. And that's public information. This was such a sick, they already had Josh Gordon sober. Like, they already had a 6'50" wide receiver,
240,
200,000 pounds, playing against all these other guys, and he's not Gronk. He's a wide receiver. By the way, you're probably going to get Gronk back for the second half of the season when he's like, yo, these guys are balling out. It's a wrap.
I got to tell you, man.
NFL. That's why I'm XFL fan.
I got to, by the way, a lot of people are asking if you picked an NFL team.
I might tap and go XFL and see how it goes because it feels it's too bandwagony for me to jump on the Rams. I've tried for almost a year to do it.
What happened to the Chiefs jumping on the Chiefs bandwagon?
They're too good. It feels weird. If I'm going to pick anyone, I'm picking the Houston Texans.
I love the Texans, by the way.
If I'm picking anyone, I'm picking them. I love that quarterback.
Deshaun,
I don't know how long he's going to play.
It is criminal.
But I love it.
It's criminal. It's absolutely criminal that they have not. Look, it's just like what the Colts GM did to Andrew Luck. You can't. This dude got hit.
He got blown up a lot too. Yeah.
This dude got sacked, and he's mobile. If your mobile quarterback is still getting hit that much,
by the way,
it's criminal what they're doing to this kid.
Houston established this FR quarterback philosophy in their first year in the league when they drafted David Carr's brother or whatever.
His name is David Carr.
David Carr, and had zero O-line, and the one O-lineman they stole from Jacksonville with shoulder issues, shocker, had to have double shoulder surgery that year. Dude. And that poor guy's, I remember someone did a commercial. I don't remember what company it was for. I think it was an insurance company. And they used footage from that game of David Carr, only they CGI'd out all the offensive linemen. So there's just no one there, and he's like, and he just gets annihilated, right? That's if this kid Lamar couldn't run, man, or not Lamar, I'm thinking of the Baltimore quarterback now. But if the kid from Houston couldn't run, he'd have been dead. I heard a stat, he got hit 45% of the time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
That's every other time. Yeah. If that's boxing, you're almost losing that fight.
You're dead. Did you watch Khabib?
Yeah. You know how I feel. He's a boring fighter to me, man.
He wears people down, huh?
I hate crawl and brawl. There's technique in the wrestling, but there's no technique in the striking. Poirier has no ground game.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the Tony fight, although now I don't think they're going to make it because Dana said some shady shit.
How come? I saw you said that.
Tony's ground game is amazing, all right? And the reason why nobody wants to fight him is because of his elbows. He cuts you up and slashes you up, and the fights get stopped on the stool. And none of these guys are wanting that, and they all know it's going to happen. Like, he just throws thousands of them, and he's the only guy, and this has a lot to do with just his genetics and how long his arms are. When Khabib gets him down, all Tony's going to do is grab the back of the neck and slash him back and forth with these elbows. Even if he's losing the first 3 rounds, the doctor will still stop the fight, bro. Like, that's what happens in almost half the fights Tony's in.
What is it? He's just a bony dude?
His elbows are he's trained them to do that. Like, he trains as many elbow strikes as boxers train throwing a jab. Like, that's his favorite strike. He knows what his physical attributes are.
What's the difference between an elbow strike and just a regular punch?
Well, one, you're punching with your fist.
No, but like, I mean, like, as far as...
dude, this is a sharp bone.
Right.
These are bones that are small and can break frequently.
But you're not breaking your elbow on a strike generally.
Nah, bro. Like, Uriah Faber, when he fought in, I think it was WEC, which was a smaller promotion before he was in UFC, broke his hand in the first round and just threw elbows the rest of the fight. And I think almost won them. I think he still lost, but it was a decision loss. So they're a more powerful strike.
But you need to get up and close to throw those.
Yeah, but that's Khabib's fight game, is being up close. It's the only way he can win. He has zero stand-up. I mean, amateur level stand-up. That's where his stand-up is at. Like the jab, the head movement, the overhand right. There's no left hook at all.
Freddie, if you know what he's doing, you know he's going to try to take you down.
I know where you're going with this.
How come you can't defend that?
Poirier hasn't trained takedown defense in wrestling as long as Khabib has trained wrestling and taking you down. So it's just a matter of experience. If it was a kickboxing match, Poirier would have killed him because his striking is so sick. Like his kicks, his jabs, his head movement, everything is beautiful. The only way Khabib gets a hit on you is if he fakes the takedown and makes you react to that, and then he clocks you like he did Conor McGregor, right?
Yeah.
But and nobody will argue that. Nobody, he might have some stands out there that are like, F you, Freddie, his striking's, but they're wrong. Like, that's just
But does he have a chin? How come people can't hit him?
Because he takes you to the ground too much. But Tony will invite that. Tony invites guys. Kevin Lee, he invited to take him down, and Kevin was like, okay, I'll take you down, and then Tony triangled him. Now, Khabib is far superior to Kevin Lee, okay? Kevin Lee is not a top-tier dude. Tony and Khabib are. I think it's probably a 50-50 split as far as what Vegas thinks. And then there'll be big money on Khabib near the end, which will push his odds up a little. I think the smart money, if you want to win, is going to be on Tony. Now, I will say this. I don't think the fight's going to ever happen.
How come?
Dana White said in the post-conference, after Dustin Poirier and Khabib both said, yeah, if I win, it's Tony. And Khabib said, yeah, if I win, it's Tony. Even though Khabib's manager and father and nobody else wants. They're like, no, Tony's not worthy because they know what's going to happen, right? So I don't know if Khabib even wants him. And Khabib's backed out of fights before, too, with him. So once was legit and once was not so legit. But anyway, they're talking to Dana and they say, that's obviously the next fight. And Dana said, if Tony wants the fight, then that's the fight, which means I'm going to offer Tony $250,000 on what should be a $2 million payday. He's going to say no, and then I can get Conor McGregor and Khabib in Moscow.
Because that's what they want.
I can pay off the ESPN buyout that they did on our company. It's show business. Business is the bigger word.
How much?
It just sucks because I know the guy that's getting screwed over in this case.
But how much bigger at this point after all of Conor's antics and clearly, by the way, outclassed in the ring with Khabib. Like, to me, he has no shot.
I thought he was out of shape, and I'll be real. I don't.
You think he's not in better shape now?
I don't like speculating on people's personal life, but I think he was living a rough party life the whole time building up to that fight, and I don't think Conor was Conor in that match. That said, they fight 10 times. Khabib will beat him 10 out of 10
Don't
times.
You think so?
I do, but there's 10 times the money in Conor.
Is that what
Khabib.
it is? That's what I was going to ask. Is it that much bigger
This
worldwide?
isn't just Dana saying, oh, I'm going to screw over Tony. They have a boss now. They have pressure applied to them. There's a reason you don't see stories on Tony Ferguson on ESPN. They're not interested in selling him as a fighter because he's a different guy.
Is he boring? I hate to say boring, but is he boring?
He's different. He doesn't want to do tons of microphone stuff. He wants to talk to you about his gardening, his training techniques. He'll Instagram live his entire 6-mile run. Not jog. But he doesn't want to.
But he's not a shit talker.
He doesn't want to do controversial shit and go, I'll destroy your favela. I'll come in here. Like, he's not that guy. He's like, yo, man, respect to you. I think I can beat you, but we'll see what happens in the ring. Like, and so ESPN doesn't want to back that. And they don't want to invest money in showing his life. They just want the cheap version, which is a guy who's good on the microphone. Which is why they pub Colby Covington, who's not a top tier dude.
But and so Tony and Khabib, neither one of them like to talk that much shit. So it's kind of a boring.
Habib likes the attention.
But he
embraces the attention.
Is it
he acts like he doesn't, but he embraces it.
It's a boring tour around the world when the two of them are talking
Habib's
shit to
not
each other.
boring.
No.
He's not. His fighting is boring. But on the mic with Conor, it was money. And his persona now carries that. So he doesn't have to be a huge shit talker. He's a draw. Not a big draw, but a draw. But him and Tony is nothing compared to him and Conor.
Okay, so him and Tony and him and Conor, do you think him and Conor double the pay-per-view orders?
As opposed to him versus Tony?
Yeah.
Triple, quadruple.
Really?
More. Yeah.
Even people knowing.
Conor is an international superstar.
Even at this point, don't you think some of the shit is rubbed off?
Doesn't matter. He's an international superstar. An international, that's global buys. Tony is an American superstar and hardcore fans. Like every hardcore fan is like, Tony's the champ. Tony's the real champ. Because they know. Like the guy got his belt taken away when he blew out his knee, came back from surgery faster than Adrian Peterson did, and then basically killed what's his face, Anthony Pettis, who then had to leave the division because he never wanted to fight Tony again and beat Josh Thompson. I'm telling you, if Tony gets screwed, he should move up in weight and he should go after Diaz or Masvidal because both guys would be big money fights and screw this title stuff. Screw it, because they don't want him to have it. They took the belt away from him. They took it away. And they let Khabib keep it. And then eventually took it away after like a year.
Yeah.
They took it away from Tony right away. And that's ESPN stuff.
That is so crazy.
There's a reason you've never seen an expose on him. Watch his Instagram feed. Check out his YouTube channel. It's psychotically interesting. His training techniques, Joe Rogan puts over on his podcast, are second to none. They're completely different. He doesn't agree with all of them, but they're unique.
Like what?
Different.
Like what?
He kicks poles like Tong Po and kickboxer to strengthen his shins, like old school training, to brand new dynamic like gymnastic stuff where he's balancing on chairs and doing handstands for 5 minutes. Like it's crazy.
I'm gonna have to check out that IG
He's
page.
sick, but they don't. But that costs ESPN a production crew, cameraman, union fees for the cameraman and the sound man. It costs money to send all the plane tickets to send these people out here and film him and do that, even though they have a station out here. You see how they fire people left and right on ESPN?
Yeah.
They just went through it because they overpaid guys like Stephen A. and Will Kane. And now they have to justify those salaries. So they put those guys nationwide and started cutting local broadcasts all over the country, not just here in LA and Chicago, all over the place. And they're forcing their salary justification on everybody. So they're not going to go and invest money on Tony because they can get cheap mic bits from Conor McGregor doing Ariel Helwani show saying, hey, I'm sorry for smacking that old dude. I need to fight Khabib. I need to fight Khabib. They can report on a tweet without leaving the office and go, oh, Conor said he wants to fight Khabib. It's like, okay. But you can tell where the agenda is coming from.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would see stuff on Tony. It's not like he's not going, no, I don't want to do that.
The longer okay, so say, how old do you think is Conor and how old is Khabib?
Conor's over 30. Khabib is probably just under, like 29 or 30, maybe even 31.
So the longer you wait for that fight, it doesn't favor Conor, right?
Age doesn't favor anyone, but I will say this. It's easy to be a world champion in the UFC in your mid-30s, and that's been proven over the years.
Right.
Like they may be on the decline physically, but there's so many more techniques available to MMA fighters than boxing fighters that once your striking goes, you can go, okay, well, I'll work on the leg kick now because my hands aren't as fast. Or I'm going to focus on wrestling, getting guys to the ground and submitting them or grounding and pounding since I'm not as quick on my feet. Whereas in boxing, once one thing goes, you're done.
Have you ever...
You got power. That's it in boxing.
Have you ever, and then we'll move on past UFC because I know there was something you want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
But have you ever seen someone like, for me, I'm a huge baseball fan, right? And you watch pitchers get older and they have to change how they pitch.
Exactly.
Right? So I can't...
Kurt Schilling.
I can't throw 100 anymore. Now I have to locate. I have to have
Greg
movement.
Maddux. Yeah.
Pedro did the same thing.
Pedro, yeah. These are, and every one of these guys did it masterfully.
Right. But, and so it's less about your born God-given talent and more about what you've learned and you've developed skills and you know how to play the game now.
And you have the experience.
Yes. So can you think of a UFC guy who successfully changed his style over time?
Nate Diaz does it all the time, and he just showed it in the Anthony Pettis fight and even discussed it briefly in his own way in the post-fight interview. He changed his training process based on the type of guys he fights. Like he knows Anthony Pettis starts fast, so he trained differently so he would not start slow and try to spread out over 5 rounds.
Right.
He wanted to have more energy earlier in the fight to finish this guy off. Nate Diaz is a guy who's done that for a long time. I would say the most poignant or best example would be George St. Pierre, who's the UFC Hall of Famer. He's retired now, but multiple weight division champion, beat Matt Hughes, beat Michael Bisping. Like, he was the man. He's from Montreal. He was a awesome black belt taekwondo dude.
He's going to play Jean-Claude Van Damme in the movie.
He totally looked like
in
Van
the movie,
Damme, right? Like he totally looked like that guy. But he evolved his wrestling and jiu-jitsu. It was all he trained in Canada to, you know, sort of as his career developed, as he got a loss, as he started getting, you know, challenges and people like I think it was, I don't remember the guy who beat him that no one thought would beat him. I want to say it was Matt Serra. Yeah, Matt Serra. Then he was like, I'm all wrestling now. I'm all wrestling. Forget that. And he was somebody who always evolved. And there are other examples, but he would be the best example of it. Nate Diaz is the current example of it because he has the skills to go anywhere, but he changes the way he trains. So he's like, this fight's going to the ground. I'm going to train way more grappling endurance. This fight I know is going to stay on its feet. I'm not even going to worry about going. So that's how his brain works. But he's been in the game forever.
Yeah.
He looks young, but he's been in the game forever.
That's interesting. Freddie, and by the way, let me just say this, and I usually start the pod with this, but Chicago, 4 sold-out shows. You guys were on fire.
Can I throw this out there real quick?
Yeah.
Chicago, I think, is in the top 3 cities for comedy.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And first of all, Saturday Night Late Show, you guys know, those always get a little loose. But this Saturday, this dude in the front row, he tastes, and there were some interesting people up in the front row Saturday Night Late Show. Interesting. But this one dude, this has never happened on my show before. And by the way, I do want to say something else, and it gave me chills. And I won't tell you which crowd it was because I don't like to tell one crowd is better than the other. But there was a crowd on this trip where I got introduced. And man, this never happened to me before. The applause, the energy that I got walking to the stage. I've had people excited to see me before, but I don't know if I've ever had a sold out crowd where everybody was super psyched. And it gave me chills, dude.
I give you big love every time I see you.
But I got choked up on stage. I had to pause for a second. I was like, it's still so overwhelming to me. I told you this, man.
I love Chicago, man.
It's so good, dude.
I told you that's my pops recorded his only comedy album there.
That's the place where, remember, maybe last year I took a picture of your dad's comedy album because they have it up on the wall, and I sent it to you.
That's right. Oh, that's right.
That's where I was. Yeah.
It was. Oh, I thought that was an LA club.
No, that's in Chicago.
That's great,
the Rosemont Zanies.
I'm glad that place is still around, man.
But Saturday Night Late. But so thank you, everybody. The response and it's overwhelming, and everybody knows. And I say this every time I'm on stage. But look, I know who's on my list of people that I would leave the house to go see. So the fact that I'm on anybody's list is incredibly humbling. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
It's really cool.
But tell me about the dude in the front row.
All right, man. So he's drinking a drink. And
what kind of drink? What does it look like?
It was for sure vodka cranberry.
Okay.
All right. But this has never happened before.
Comedy club pours are kind pours, by the way.
My man says, I can see him looking at the other people at his table. So 2 other people at the table taste a drink. So now 3 people have drank out of the drink. Right? Not with a straw, just out of the cup. And so I go, what's going on over the table? And he goes, this tastes like cucumber. I go, it's red. He goes, I know. I go, give me the drink. So he hands me the drink, and I taste it. I go, this is vodka cranberry. And he goes, it tastes like cucumber. I go, it doesn't taste like cucumber. So I give it to somebody else in the front row, and I go, taste that for me. So now 4 people have drank it out of this drink. She tastes it. She's like, no, that's not cucumber. I go, who else is going to taste this for me?
Yo, this germs, man.
This one other girl tasted not. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people have tasted it. I hand it back to the dude.
But 3 and 3. Cucumber.
3 cucumber, 3 non-cucumber. I hand it back to the dude. My man takes another sip. And I'm looking at him like, yo, I'm not a germaphobe, but
But that's 6 strangers, man. Well, 3 strangers.
Yeah.
Your bros is okay.
And so And he goes, no cucumber. And I said, I gotta tell you, that's never happened to me before. I said, I've never, this is a first. My Saturday Night Late shows, I always get a first, something weird happens. Yo.
It's not the stories you tell that make me puke. It's where my imagination goes based off the inspiration of it. And I hate your stories.
Okay. Because here's a couple things. One of the girls that took a drink out of his drink after me, all she was doing in the front row was biting her nails. All she was doing.
Oh,
you know that's why.
I love telling me these stories.
You know that's why I handed her the drink first. I was
God.
I was like, hey, give that a shot.
You should have never been given siblings.
So I took it, and then there was a girl in the front row who was being awfully chatty. So I was like, here, now you taste. So I just wanted to make sure she tasted.
You wanted her to be the quiet Thai wife.
I made sure she tasted the fingernails. That's why she went after fingernail lady, because she wouldn't shut up. But
yo, you just did her so nice right there.
There was a table.
Guy eating hot wings.
Oh, I wish I'd get it. There was a table full of
dude drinking fish
full of
sauce.
blind guys.
What?
Table full of blind guys at the Saturday Night Late Show.
That's money.
My man, this one dude's name was Mitchell. And I came up with a theory in Chicago. The reason that your team's not doing well is that your quarterback can't be named Mitchell. Hey, everybody, Mitchell isn't a quarterback. Mitchell is the kid that your mom made you play with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to play with Mitchell. Go play with Mitchell.
Mitch.
Yeah, you got to be Mitch. You can't be Mitchell.
Mitchell's
is the
tough.
kid who ate paste. Do you know what I mean? He can't be your quarterback. And so it's just like having the name Gage.
Well, and you got to be able to throw it where it's supposed to go.
Yeah,
That's
too.
the other
That
part.
helps.
Yeah.
But you can't have a redheaded quarterback either. You can't have a quarterback who can't play in the sun.
It's tough for Chicago. They got a great coach, great defense. They got good offensive
And they got
weapons.
Mitchell.
And they got Mitchell that runs a lot.
Yeah, but he can't. You got to go. You got to have some swag. You know who doesn't have swag? Mitchell. This dude. So
Mitchell hangs out with your Gage on the
dude,
weekends.
No, man. My Gage isn't hanging out.
They make
with,
sandcastles.
let me tell you something. Gauge.
On Lake Shore.
Gauge.
Sorry.
Is.
I'll try to respect people's names.
Gauge. It's not Gauge. It's Gauge.
Right.
He just learned French.
Did he?
So that's now his 8th language.
8 languages the man speaks.
Yeah.
And chose French. That took him that long to go French with a French name?
Well, he wanted to make sure that, a lot of people speak French.
Yeah.
So he just wanted to make sure that he got, do you want me to list the languages?
Not that many. Yeah, I would love to see you list 8 languages.
Oh, shit. I shouldn't have said that out loud.
Let's go with English. I'll give you 1.
Yeah, English.
Boom.
Okay.
I'll count for you.
All right. French.
Boom. 2.
Spanish.
Bam.
German.
Boom.
Portuguese.
Bam.
Chinese.
What is it called?
Mandarin.
Boom.
Russian.
Boom.
Come
on, man.
Okay, I'm just trying to pick one. Vietnamese.
There you go. I was going to say, you got like 60 options.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to pick the cool. Yeah.
Polish, Finnish,
Oh,
Japanese.
Yeah. Polish and Finnish.
Shit talking.
Shit. I was going to say Pig Latin if I got stuck.
Trash talk. Man, that's a good language. I know people that don't speak a word of it.
Oh, Pig Latin?
Of trash talk.
Oh, I know those people too.
And you're like, I feel bad going in on you. You got nothing for me.
They don't like, they're not good.
No, they're not good. You know what else isn't good?
I want to hear this.
Hasbro.
I'm going to sit back for a second.
So I had a terrible night's sleep last night. I couldn't fall asleep for whatever reason. It was too hot, and then it was too cold. And it was too hot, it was too cold. Couldn't get the right temperature. I was up to like 2 o'clock in the morning. You don't have to get up at 6 because I got to get the kids ready.
You should smoke weed.
Well, maybe that would work, but on this particular night, life sucked.
Yeah.
So I wake up, I'm pissed off. I open my phone, and I start laughing my ass off. And the fact that I had a terrible night's sleep is completely irrelevant. It doesn't even matter because I had such a smile on my face at the dumbest decision that Hasbro has ever made, to my knowledge. They have created a new game.
Yes.
Called Monopoly.
Let me see if I could. What would that game be about, this new game, Monopoly?
Well, it's about everybody being at a table and you're trying to acquire real estate. Not in the new one, in the original one. You're trying to acquire real estate and everyone is on equal ground.
I like that.
And the only thing that has control in the game is basically a pair of dice.
Yeah.
Outside of that, everything is equal. So what they thought they would do, and this is what happens when you hashtag your movements, you guys, the focus of the actual movement is completely lost and diluted, and all these corporations jump on, and it means to just make money off your dumbasses for hashtagging it in the first place. And they literally have now made a monopoly for girls, basically, where every time you pass go, the woman, if you're a woman playing the game, you get $240. But if you're a man, you get $200. And the philosophy behind it, they were quoted as even, I won't get the whole quote right, but I'll get the beginning right. We think it's a fun way, and now I'll explain the rest, to play the game and sort of what's the term? What's the term I'm looking for? Make up for the fact that men have been overpaid for so long. They literally made Monopoly, and the investment stuff, they changed. Now you invest in like companies that women created, right? From the bulletproof vest, the chocolate chip cookies. I didn't know a woman invented either of those. So right on, that's cool to know that. But
woman invented chocolate chip cookies?
That's what they're claiming.
Okay.
This is what Hasbro's claiming. I don't have no evidence to back them up. It's just what they're claiming. But they literally, the whole point was for equality.
Yeah.
Equality. You just made a game that took a game where everything is equal every time. It's only experience that allows you to improve. And you made it completely unequal. It's not like Monopoly existed, and if your sister passed go, you're like, ha ha, you only get 160, I get 200, scrub.
Yeah.
Like, that is, whoever, I feel so bad for whoever pitched this, because they're gonna lose their job. Like, they're straight up gonna lose their job.
It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I just can't wait for the overcorrecting to come back closer to the middle.
Well, this is what made me laugh. Andrew Schultz, the comic that we both love, retweeted it with a quote. He goes, "You idiots. That's how Trump got elected."
That's hilarious.
I'm like, yo, that's what's going to happen. You're going to infuriate. We keep trying to change. The sexists keep trying to change each other. Men tried to change how women behave for generations.
Yeah.
We want you like this. We want you like this. We want you like this. It didn't work. Why do y'all think it's going to work the other way? It's not. Like, we're different. It was Jeff Dye, the comic Jeff Dye.
Yeah.
He's like, my favorite thing about a woman is that she's not a dude.
Yeah, that's 100% right.
It's okay to have differences. We should be paid equally. We should be treated with the same amount of respect so long as we earn that respect.
Yeah.
We should all be given an equal amount of dignity. But to sit here and say that everybody's the same is psychotic.
I would even go as far to say, guys, I know this is going to be controversial.
I can't throw a football like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Not even when we were the same age, with the same coaches, with everything. Because we're genetically different.
You are the same age.
But I'm left-handed. Why am I not right-handed?
Yeah.
I can be right-handed if I want to be. Like, dude, it's just the way it goes.
And I think it's crazy. Here we go, everybody. Look, you can always find examples to disprove someone's point, right? You can always. But.
Yeah, there's exceptions to rules.
But, guys, there are some things that women do better than men, and there are some things that men do better than women.
And that's okay.
Oh, totally okay.
It's okay.
To say that one person or sex or race or whatever is better than other people, it isn't degrading the other people. It's just like I always say to people, hey, just because you weren't included doesn't mean you're excluded. You pussies.
This is why comedy's so important today. I'm going to quote another comic, Mark Norman. Okay, he's a young comic who I dig a lot. I think he's super funny. He says a lot of stuff that makes people uncomfortable. And he was talking about black people. He's like, I thought it was a compliment to say you were fast. I didn't know. I'm not saying you can't be a scientist. I'm just saying if you were a scientist and we raced to the beakers, you'd get there first.
Yeah.
That's a great joke.
Yeah.
But it's so true. You know what I mean? So this stuff has gotten like crazy out of hand lately. And I'm so not even confused by it. I just have no time for it. Like, there's nothing wrong with people being different. There's nothing wrong with, if a girl wants to try out for the NFL and make field goals, go for it. Go for it. If you think you can do it, go for it.
By the way.
But if I went out there, I would get smoked because genetically I'm different and can't kick as far as you. That doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't hurt my feelings that you can kick the ball better than me. Like when these guys say they could beat Serena Williams in tennis. Straight up, you can't. Like, you won't even score a point. You won't even return a serve.
Yeah.
If you played Serena Williams, any dude who doesn't play pro tennis will go down 15, love 30, love 40, game, set, match, Serena Williams. But if she was playing against the best dude in the world, her prime, his prime, he's going to beat her. He's going to beat her.
It's not going to be close.
And it won't be close. And she's the best. She's my favorite athlete. But if you put her in her prime against whoever the best, I don't even watch men's tennis because it's not as passionate as women's tennis. You hear them scream, they yell, they get a huge point. They're like, ah, they cry at the end. And the guys are always like, oh, it's good match, good match. And that's fucking boring. I love women's tennis. But if you put her against Pete Sampras in his prime at Wimbledon, that dude's winning. Because he would have beaten anyone.
Yeah, not even close.
And that's okay.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure why being different or pointing out differences or how one person is better than another person at a certain thing has somehow become a negative. People are so touchy. You know what isn't a negative, Freddie?
Tell me, dude.
The underwear. Man, I've got dick hugs for days. Guys, you know how much I like Mack Weldon because they make it feel like your underwear is giving your dick a little bit of a hug. Not only that,
Silver Surfer wears Mack Weldon's.
He better because he's got no penis.
Well, it looks like a giant one, so it's either true that he does have a big penis or he's rocking Mack Weldon's.
It looks like he's got 2 belly buttons. You know what I'm saying? He's got an innie.
It's incorrect.
I hope he's a grower and not a shower.
Of course, he's both. He's both. Let us tell you. Listen, these underwear, we've been talking about them since about 4 months into the podcast. They've been our longest running sponsor. We both have multiple pairs, not just of the draws, but of all the regular sweat stuff too, regular clothes. But I wear these all the time. I stopped wearing compression shorts. The anti-sweat, the anti-stink technology that they put in there, fellas. Your sparring partners will thank you. Your lady friends will thank you. Your dude friends might thank you too, if you know what I'm saying. The bottom line is they're good. They're high quality. You won't have a bunch of ripped up underwear because they last a long time. That's why they cost a little bit more, but they're better quality. And the sweatsuits are so comfortable. Guys, I know you want to dress up, ladies, like you're going to work out in the morning when you drop your kids off, even though you're just wearing a workout clothes and you're not going to the gym. These are more comfortable. Wear them. I'm
telling you right now, outside of the underwear, which also, and I've been saying this since Jump Street, I don't know a dude who isn't interested in the equivalent of a push-up bra for your dick. These underwear make your dick look bigger. They make you prominent. You walk down the street and people are gonna be like, "Damn, that dude's packing some heat."
I bet all the dudes in that Vegas male strip review, the Thunder from Down Under,
100%.
They're all Mack Weldon clients.
Guys, don't you want your dick to look bigger?
Dirk Diggler, it's Mack Weldon client.
Our turn. Get you a push-up bra for your dick. Go to MackWeldon.com. They're so soft. They're so comfortable. Not only that, the socks, the joggers, the t-shirts, the hoodies. Go to MackWeldon.com and for 20% off your first order. 20% off. That's a good fucking deal. So load it up. Buy your Christmas presents now. Go to MackWeldon.com. Enter code PROMINENT20. All caps, that's PROMINENT 20. The numbers, not the word, prominent 20. Hit it up. You're going to go to MackWeldon.com, prominent 20, 20% off. Guys, come on. These underwear are the way to go. And so what I'm telling you right now is if you order the underwear and you don't like them, I'm not going to give you your money back. But you should definitely order them.
You're so good. Gage
because they're so good.
Or Josh, I have a question. Do either of you remember what our movie recast was going to be?
Yes.
Can you tell me, please?
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest. Thank you. Is going to be the main cast.
Yeah. Did you do your research?
I can pull this off.
Yeah, I didn't do mine.
But so I had to ask what the name of the movie was. So clearly I didn't do my research. But we both are fans of a lot of stand-up comedians.
Yes.
And we've both seen a lot of movies. I'm pretty sure we can pull this off.
Yeah, I think so too. We also, well, I mean, do you want to talk about your buddy's clothing company?
I do. I thought I would sponsor. That's why it was going to be a segue.
I think it's a great idea.
You didn't. I was doing a smooth segue.
Oh, I'm sorry,
you made
man.
a dirt road segue. Yeah. We're like awkward. And I had like the tarmac.
You're holding on to the top like.
Yeah, I have to. Because you're like driving all crazy. If I don't, I'll smash my head.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man.
I'm driving like a nice, like a Porsche, and you're driving a
You want to
Jeep.
start over? Let's start over.
Okay.
Okay, so how you want to do that?
This is going to flow.
Show me.
So
we do Galaxy Quest.
Let me just do a really bad one. Right. So we do a thing called Recast, where we cast movies with new people.
Why you sound like Kirk Cameron from Growing Pains right now?
I'm trying to make it worse.
Oh. Yeah, I was like, my man's going.
I was trying to do a sexy voice. Was that not sexy? Sorry, let me bring it.
Do you see that sound, by the way?
Let me bring it down a bit. Stupid, it says.
Yeah.
It reads. It can't say anything, so I guess I'm stupid.
No, it says it. Or does it?
No, it reads.
It reads.
People say signs read. It reads this.
That's
your shirt
change.
Reads, I like weird shit.
That's going to change everything.
My shirt reads.
Yeah, it reads.
There's nothing on it.
Yep.
So check it out, you guys. Today's recast is brought to you by Outerknown. Now let me nerd out for a bit, okay, you guys? Kelly Slater, greatest surfer ever, greatest surfer in the world. Not just a great surfer, but a great humanitarian. The dude didn't just build the coolest surf park ever, which is sick. You could even skimboard on it, which is so crazy. He also created, founded, however you like to define the term, Outerknown. They've been our sponsor for a while, you guys. They believe in fair trade. They deal everything organic materials. Everything is good. There's no sweatshops. There's none of that bad stuff. And the clothes don't just look good. They're comfortable. I hate I'm going to be able to do this. Okay. I hate shopping. It makes me nuts. I hate trying on clothes. I hate trying on jeans more than anything because it takes 30 tries to find ones that don't just look good, but aren't stiff like cardboard and you have to wash 1,000 times.
30 tries.
What these are perfect right out of the box. It's brushed denim. It's soft. It's not fuzzy. It's contemporary. It's not 90s acid wash style. They look good. You can wear them.
Crisscross will make you
jump. You can wear them to dinner, whether you're going to a taco truck.
Yeah, I'll have a glass of wine, please.
Or whether you're going to a bistro. Either way, you don't have wine at the taco truck. You mixed it. You got to have like a soda pop at the taco truck.
Yeah, I was one late. Sorry, everybody.
But check this out. It's not just their blue jeans. I have a lot of their button-up shirts now. Winter's coming. It's not super nice everywhere like it is in LA. Look at the flannels. It's not lumberjack, man. It's Jake Ryan straight out of 16 Candles.
Manly as fuck.
It's the dude that Molly Ringwald dreamed about but didn't think she could get.
My nipples are hard.
You could be that man. You could make people's nipples hard just by looking at you in a pair of sick jeans, whatever t-shirt you want to wear, and a badass flannel where the shoulders don't hang 6 inches down and look like your big brother's shirt. Their sizes are true. I'm not a buff guy. I wear a large, and there's literally the seams cut off at the shoulders.
Make you look bigger than you are.
Not on the triceps meat. I know you like triceps meat.
Is that side meat, triceps meat?
No, this is the triceps meat. Well, I don't have none there, but my left hand, this has got a little triceps meat. If you look at that pro wrestler Big E, he's a big dude from the New Day.
Yeah.
A lot of triceps meat. The side meat is all this.
Does he have side meat?
He's got side lat meat, dude. His lats look like he could lift off him like a flying squirrel.
I like
when
that.
When they jump out the tree and they're like...
Is that technically slat meat?
Slat meat?
Side and lat. Slat meat.
It's not technically. Sounds exactly like slack meat.
Man, I wish I had some slat meat.
I'll bet you do. So check this out, you guys. You know that I wear all their clothes. You know Josh has a ton of their clothes. I'm going to give you guys what they call the call to action, which is the information you need to know to get the clothes. Go to outerknown.com today and enter our code, The Wolf. That's one word, no space, The Wolf at checkout. And you're going to get 25% off your full price order. They've done this discount before. It's the highest discount we've done on our show, 25%. That's outerknown.com, outerknown.com. I didn't have to read that. I know how to spell that. And remember to use the code The Wolf, one word at checkout for 25% off. You guys, seriously, check them out today.
25% is a lot.
You'll dig the clothes. They're contemporary. They look cool. Winter's coming. I want you guys to look sharp. I want you guys to have good gear. Send me photos. I'll retweet your asses if you put them on. If you put their jeans on your butt and send me a photo of your butt, I'll retweet your butt. How's that sound for an incentive?
And you
butt tweeting.
I like that idea. If you guys send pictures of the ass.
Could be a dude ass. Send what you need to send. I will show you bro love, whether you're a guy or a girl, just bro love, retweet it, and comment that is a Silver Surfer quality butt.
But listen, if you're going to send some, make some good poses. Put some effort into it. You know what I mean? Find me a nice car to bend over, something like that.
Huh. That's going to be tougher for the dudes, I think, to pull off.
I mean, we'll see. Maybe if you can do a sexy car wash.
Keep it sexy.
Yeah.
Always keep it sexy.
Sexy car wash. We'll definitely, I'm sure Outerknown would like a couple of those. That offer does not go for the front meat with the Mac Weldons. Keep that shit to yourself. I will take your word for it. You know what I mean?
Are you ready for Galaxy Quest?
Yeah, I don't need a bunch of...
I want to move up that topic so bad.
I don't need any front meat.
No, stop saying
if you do send front meat pictures, make sure you tag Freddie, though.
No. No.
Listen, you don't need to tag me.
Quest gift.
You don't need to tag me.
I want no front meat. I don't want no front meat. Let me tell you right now. I joke around with a lot of people when they write funny stuff, and I write the word block. right? I get a front meat picture. That'll count as block. For real.
You better listen.
No front meat.
I can't wait to hear how many.
Stop.
You know,
someone's going to be willing to be blocked.
Oh, yeah, you know how the internet works. You know how the internet works. Somebody.
Blocked and reported for smut.
Oh, then you can tag me.
Reported for smut.
You can tag me on your front meat.
This ain't no Pulp Fiction novel.
You can tag me. I had a guy who used to send me a close-up picture of his butthole like once a month.
I'm good.
It was super funny, man.
Knowing that.
It was super
never
funny.
Seeing that.
I used to tweet him back.
Funny.
Yeah, because I'd tweet him back. How many takes did that? Like how many pictures? Because
that's a one-take guy. If he's sending pictures of his butthole, that's a one-take guy. He's a pro.
They were pretty good.
I'm saying he's a pro.
Yeah, lighting was perfect.
I'm sure the angle was right.
Yeah, it was right in, man. Right.
He practiced as a kid.
Yeah, or you got a friend from kindergarten helping you out. You need an old friend. You need an old,
really old.
You
friend.
need like the OG.
There's got to be a friend who like almost fell off of like a railroad track bridge over a river.
Yeah,
and you saved them.
Yeah,
and so they hate it, but they owe you big.
This is the guy that would bury a body with you.
Are you ready to Galaxy Quest today?
I am.
All right, Galaxy Quest.
Tim Allen is a comedian.
Yes, but I think we have to recast it because his bit's called Recast.
Good point.
You put him in. You can give him a different role in the movie. If
Good
you
point.
want.
No, I know who's taking his role.
Okay, so if you don't know this movie, it was kind of a cult hit, although a medium successful movie, but had a much larger life post-theater experience.
To me, it's a legitimately good movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They even talked about making a sequel for it twice. I even know one of the writers that did the draft for one of the sequels, but sadly, Alan Rickman has passed. One of our favorite actors ever, responsible for some of our favorite roles ever.
Yeah.
So now I don't think you can ever touch it. I think you just let it rest. Today we are going to recast the roles. This was like a spoof of Star Trek, and this cast was at a convention where that's where they make their living now. They're out of work actors, and one of the actors hears some fans talking trash, and it hurts him. And then these other fans come up, only they're not fans. They're aliens who genuinely need help and think that the show was real. And the movie takes off from there. I won't spoil it for you.
But if you haven't seen it, I definitely would. So
the captain of the ship, I think his name is Taggart. Is it, or no, that's
Gage. Taggart is a guy from 48 Hours. Yeah,
but it might also
Gage. Will you pull that up?
What was his name? Jason
Bourne.
No, but it was Jason something.
Nash.
No, but it was Jason.
What it was
Commander
Jason.
Jason.
What do you got?
Gauger.
What do you got?
Gauger.
His name was Jason Nesmith.
Jason Nesmith. So the captain of the ship. The captain of the ship. He has
Keep that page open, by the way.
He or she has to have leadership qualities in abundance, arrogance in abundance. Mm-hmm. Oops, I succeeded in abundance. There's a lot of Shaggy and Scooby. There's a lot of Jar Jar Banks in the captain.
Yep.
He's an alcoholic, which is awesome.
Yep.
And a struggling one at that. Very Dudley Moore, Arthur-ish.
I'm making my guy younger.
You can make it.
Yep.
You could be anybody you want. Who do you have?
Michael Costa.
Break down who Michael Costa is.
Michael Costa is, guys, he's on the Daily Show. He is very male. He delivers arrogance better than anybody in the game right now. He delivers arrogance and comedy masterfully. And right off the bat, there's nobody and him. He has an air of confidence, but in that air of confidence, you feel the insecurity. So for me, it's an easy pick. He's a tall guy. I think the captain needs to be tall.
Say his name one more time.
Michael Costa.
Michael Costa. Follow him on Instagram.
Kosta.
If you don't have an Instagram account, it's a great place to find, discover, and explore comedians. They show a lot of their sets up there. Not whole sets, but jokes. You can really find people you love. You can follow them, find out when they go to your city, and support your local club and support these comics. This is something that I want to continually do because you know how much I love these comics.
Absolutely.
My comics are already successful. Don't feel obligated to support him in any way, shape, or form. And he pisses a lot of people off, but I really think he's funny. He also has an arrogance, but it's more of a hostile arrogance.
Yeah.
But he's a truth teller, and he's not afraid of a good drink. And I just want the alien to talk trash and have my Commander Jason go, fuck you. And my captain is Jim Jeffries.
Wow.
That's the captain of mine.
I like that
I'm
one.
going hard Australian,
Yeah.
asshole, zero patience.
Yeah.
Probably pilot drinking. That's my captain.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. That's a really good call.
And he has a show on Comedy Central, so don't support him.
Yeah.
He's already making his money.
But he's a really good comic.
There's a special out now that he has a great joke about how he lost money doing the special by getting out of doing another special.
Yeah.
And he talks about sort of the business of comedy, and it turned into a great joke.
He was at the store the other night, and it's one of those guys that I'm bummed when I didn't. I'm like, oh, I fucking should have gone and watched him. Because I really do like watching him.
He's money. All right, Gage. Do you still have the cast list?
Who's the next on the cast list?
Sigourney Weaver.
What's her name? What was her name?
Who did Sigourney Weaver play?
Sigourney Weaver's character,
Gwen.
because they all have two names. So her real name was Gwen DeMarco.
Gwen DeMarco is the name we'll stick with.
Okay.
Gwen DeMarco. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's strong.
Mm-hmm.
Her posture, amazing and flawless. Hair on point. Nails done. Brave. Doesn't put up with the captain's BS. Sometimes hates her job. Who is your Gwen? DeMarco.
My Gwen, so this is number 2 in the movie. I like her because she's smart and she's strong. She doesn't take any shit. And I'm going to go with Tiffany.
Oh, that's
Haddish.
great. Yes,
Yeah.
Tiffany Haddish. If you don't know her, YouTube her Saturday Night Live when she hosted.
Come on.
It's super funny. That video game bit where she was, what was the girl's name? Like Renee or Rihanna.
She's ridiculous.
It was hysterical.
Ridiculous,
She
yeah.
basically was a Mortal Kombat character, and her moves sucked, and it was so funny.
Yeah, she's super funny.
I love that pick. I'm also going with somebody who's tough, smart, doesn't take any shit, not afraid to piss you off, doesn't care if she pisses you off, sometimes might just try to piss you off, and you used to work with her. Chelsea Handler.
I like that one. That's another good one.
And she'd be over that job at that point, like still having to dress up. She's like, "Are you kidding me?
That's
I'm not
a really good
26
one.
anymore. I'm not wearing this shit."
That's a really good one. That's a really good one. Chelsea actually would do very well in that role. That's a good one. Good one.
You see?
Yep.
All right. The third role is one of our favorite actors. We
Mr.
love Alan
Rockwell.
Rickman.
Oh, Rickman.
Oh, we'll go there. I was going to save Rockwell for last. Let's do Rockwell.
No, we can do Rickman. Rickman. Yeah.
So Alan Rickman, he played Dr. Lazarus. Don't need your help for that one, Gauger. Because it's Alan Rickman. I know everything he did. But he has this moment where he saves the whole crew and they all see Jason and they're like, Jason. And he's like, it's just so English, right?
Yeah.
So I already kind of have mine. I had mine the day we kind of came up with this.
Well, you go
week.
first then.
I want somebody who is so funny, he's able to be funny without even speaking.
Yeah.
My Lazarus is Rowan Atkinson.
Oh, I like that.
That's my Dr. Now, granted, he's an old school comedian from back in the day. He doesn't tour anymore, doesn't do tour dates, but go watch old school Blackadder.
Hold on, I'm just Googling something real quick.
Google it up, man. Go watch old school Blackadder, or the more familiar one that everybody knows is Mr. Bean. He also, you loved him because he was in Scooby-Doo. He was the amusement park keeper in Scooby-Doo. And it was such a cool guy. This dude owns a McLaren F1 race car that psychotically he had fitted with child seats so he could take his kids, which was not safe.
Oh my God.
But we were in Australia and he would rent out these racetracks where the go-karts went 80 miles per hour. And he and I would just go out there. I was like, man, this dude ain't going to do nothing to me. Bro, Rowan Atkinson can race a car.
Really?
He can dude, he beat me twice.
Go-karts do 80?
These ones in Australia did on the straightaways. Now, on the turns, if you hit that, you would die.
Yeah.
And they were caged up, too. We wore helmets. But he beat me 2 out of 5 times, man. I was like, bro, you ain't beating me. Beat me 2 out of 5 times. And it was timed. We're not going next to each other.
Yeah.
It's just racing times. They don't allow multiple cars on the track because they go too fast.
You know what I thought would be fun?
Dude.
You know, when I had my show on CMT, I tried to get them to let me do a segment called Drunk or High. And I've filmed a couple of those since.
Yes.
But the Drunk or High I wanted to do is I wanted to rent out a go-kart track.
That's the worst idea ever that you shouldn't propagate on the podcast.
I wanted to rent out a
Please
go-kart track and have one person get drunk and have one person get high and then just do that. Race for time.
We used to rent out this go-kart place in Burbank off the 405 and but right by the Budweiser plant.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
And I just give the guy cash, and they would just let us basically demo derby. I remember one time I was up there, this is so long ago, Paul Walker was alive, and we had all gone up there as a group, and I passed him, and he didn't like that, so he flipped a full U-turn, and he and I went head-on collision, chicken, and neither one of us chickened out, and we hit so hard that the chassis of his car fell to the ground, or not the chassis, the inner chassis, fell to the ground and made him slide to a stop. The dude comes out, and I'm like, bro, I'm so sorry. We were screwing around. I'll pay for the car. And he's this old school gangster. He goes, orale, I never seen that shit happen before. That was sick. He grabs the car, slams it on the ground, which knocks the chassis back into it, and they just took off again. They were all Batmobiles.
Crazy.
There were many Batmobiles. Anyway, long story short, that's the end of that one. Who is your Dr. Lazarus?
Well, I'm gonna keep with. I like the accent.
Yeah, gotta have that British accent. Nice.
So for me, the accent's important, and I like this guy because he stays calm no matter what. There's gonna be that one scene where he won't be able to stay calm, but just like our boy, he is the. I mean, I don't know if this dude has a heartbeat. That's how calm he stays on stage. And Jimmy Carr.
Wow.
He's biting. He can deliver the lines like Alan. You know what I mean?
He's got that arrogance too.
Total arrogance, just like Rickman had. He's over it.
You can also see a lot of this guy's jokes, not whole sets, jokes on Instagram. He has a ton of them out there.
I'm going to tell you guys something right now. If you want to laugh extremely hard at
Gage, get Tony Shalhoub's character ready, please.
Crazy, this is total. He doesn't say a PC thing in his life.
No, he does not.
But he is one of the straight up best joke writers. And I watch him because I know he's just doing jokes, and he'll bring a piece of paper on stage and do jokes. And I sit in the back and think, okay, can I figure this one out? Can I do that with certain actors one out,
where I try to figure out how they got to making the choice they made.
And I never figure out where he's going. He always takes the darkest, weirdest turn with his jokes.
Dude, I'm like that with Vincent D'Onofrio as an actor.
He's a great one to do that.
How did he get to that point?
Yeah.
And I can't ever do it.
So for me, and I'm not a joke writer like that,
yeah.
It's super interesting for me to watch guys like that do things that I can't do. So for me, Jimmy Carr.
Okay, we got 3 left.
Okay.
Gage, what's Tony Shalhoub's character's name?
His name in the Galaxy Quest TV show was Tech Sergeant Chen.
Thank you. So Tech Sergeant Chen, engineer, making sure the ship's running. Tony Shalhoub from Monk played him brilliantly. It was such a weird performance.
Yeah.
So strange. Do you want to go first?
Well, he's got to be a little off the beaten path.
Yeah, got to be kind of strange.
He's got to. I can't get a whole lot of masculine energy from him.
Okay, all right.
I don't get a. You know what I mean? Because you remember, he's kind of dominated by the alien woman, and he likes that.
He does like that. You're right. He does like that.
For me, it's got to be a dude with not a whole lot of masculine energy, but might be into some weird shit and is kind of soft spoken. Because he was kind of
soft-spoken. We're going the same way. You're not picking the one I picked.
No. I'm going to pull somebody that you don't know, and I'm not. I hope I don't say his last name wrong.
Like I did with Hannibal Buress. I said Buress.
Yeah,
I still feel bad about it.
That's all right. Because it could be. It's like Caribbean.
I saw him on a Canadian special. The host said Hannibal Buress.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, Buress.
Cool. I think we should blame the Canadians for everything, anyways.
Good idea.
And Gauge, you may know if I'm saying this wrong. Benjy
Aflalo?
Aflalo?
Like Aaron Aflalo?
It's Aflalo, right?
Yeah, the famous basketball player Aaron Aflalo.
Yeah, so Benjy Aflalo to me. Benji's a younger comic. He had a show with Little Esther, and
she's funny.
Little Esther's super funny. And Benji's a different voice, man. But he doesn't have a whole lot of masculine energy. And it seems like he fits right in on this. And also, Benjy is an acquired taste for comedy. You're either going to watch him and you're going to love him, or you're going to watch him and you're going to hate him. And to me, that's what an artist is.
A lot of times, yeah.
Right? That's what an artist is. And so I'm going to put Benjy in there.
Okay, my tech sergeant is easy. I mentioned one of his jokes earlier. It's Mark Norman.
It's a great pick, dude.
It completely embodies everything you just said.
Yeah, it's a great pick.
He would swallow every line in there. Yep. They'd be like, Tech Sergeant Chen, we need more power. And he's like, I don't really,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I love his jokes. I love how soft-spoken he is.
Yep.
I love how he craps on himself before you can. He's the perfect comic version of Tony Shalhoub, even though it's weird because Tony Shalhoub's so funny on his own. But that's my Tech Sergeant Chen.
By the way, in a close second for Benjy would be Pete Lee for me.
I know who that is. Sorry for screaming.
That's
I know
right.
you got me excited.
Pete is, by the way,
be a good choice too. That would be a good.
If you guys
Sam
haven't
Rockwell
watched
too.
Pete Lee is, and I know I keep saying this, guys, but there's so many good comics right now. But Pete is.
We both say that.
Yeah, Pete is next level. Pete is an expert at delivering a biting joke with edge in the nicest way, where he sneaks it past you.
Yeah,
he's so good at it. Expert level. And so Pete is my close second on that one.
Security Specialist Sam Rockwell. I don't remember the character's name. Something like that.
Guy Fleegman.
Guy Fleegman. This is a great character. He stole the movie. He steals every scene he's in.
Yep.
It wasn't the introduction of Sam Rockwell as an actor, but it certainly was a mainstream introduction to kind of let people know what kind of range he had. This was pre-Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Watch that this morning.
Man, he's just so perfect in that movie. So all these characters are hard to recast, but I have mine.
Hit me.
It's Hannibal Buress. Because when he gets scared, when Sam Rockwell gets scared, he freaks out. And when Hannibal screams, it's a very similar kind of like overreaction.
Yeah.
And I know I cast him, I think, in something else that we did, but I think he's hysterical. He has this great joke where he talks about his name. He says, every time I introduce myself, people say the same thing. Your parents named you Hannibal? Yes, my parents named me Hannibal. It says Hannibal on your birth certificate? Yes, it reads Hannibal on my birth certificate. So people call you Hannibal? Yes, people call me Hannibal. Why'd you ask me the same question 3 different ways? I'd like to choke you and see how you respond. Are you choking me right now? Yes, I'm choking you right now. Are you trying to cut the air off to my head so I can't breathe? Yes, I'm trying to cut the air off. And he finishes the whole joke, man. It's so good.
Yeah.
So that's my security specialist. Very brave, would probably protect himself before the rest of the crew. And I think that's perfect for that role.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me because I like Sam Rockwell so much. So I would recast first for Sam Rockwell with Sam Rockwell. But if I can't do that, I'm going to go with my man Adam Ray.
Oh, that's money, dude.
I love Adam in that role. I think he plays both sides really well.
Yeah.
And if you've seen him, he was in Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy.
I didn't see Heat.
He's done a bunch of acting. So he was in Ghostbusters with the new Ghostbusters.
Oh, word?
Yep.
He's funny, dude.
He's really versatile.
And he's buff too, man.
And he's versatile like Sam Rockwell. So I like Adam in this role without a doubt. We got one guy left, right?
Laredo.
Yeah.
Who piloted the ship. He was the young kid. He was the Will Wheaton character, basically, who's now grown up and still has to pilot the ship. Not a lot of character there. They didn't give him a ton of character outside of I was the child actor.
I'm changing his Who Am I a little bit.
Okay.
Because I think this dude would be a way funnier guy in the role. Because this dude, Laredo, wasn't super brave.
No, not brave. No. I'm going that road too. No way you're picking mine, though.
I'm going to go with a guy named Ian Edwards. Look, man, Ian Edwards had a special out on Comedy Central. I'm going to tell you something right now.
All right.
Do you follow Ian?
No, I don't know who he is.
I'm going to tell you right now, hands down, one of the single best joke writers out there right now. No,
you love comics that don't do your style.
Yes.
Like it turns you on. Like you literally see that and you're like, yo, how does he do that? And you tell stories and take people on these like gondola journeys, right? And then every once in a while it's like, oh, you just got fucking soaked, but so did I. So fuck it. And those are more like bangers, right? Yeah. And that you always respond to those guys.
Freddie, it fascinates me to watch people do my same job, but do it entirely differently. And the only way that I can get better is if I watch those people. I don't need to watch Bert Kreischer, as funny as I think he is, but Bert he and I don't do the same jokes, but we're essentially...
You guys would be patting yourself on the back the whole time instead of challenging one another.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if he started smoking weed and I started drinking, like it's...
Take your shirt off.
But you know what I'm saying?
Do the podcast shirtless.
Here's the deal. When you come to my show, when you come to Bert's show, it's a party. That's the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I don't need to watch Bert. I don't need to because I'm not going to learn anything.
Those joke writers control this. It's a very controlled stage environment. Like Thomas Lennon, the guy from Reno 911, that special he did in like the tuxedo.
Yeah.
It's just the pace is more like a jazz set than a rock and roll.
Don
band.
Rickles used to say, I know when the crowd is in my rhythm.
Don Rickles would have been a great Laredo.
I know he would have. You can still hit him.
No, I got mine.
But Rickles used to say, I know when they're in my rhythm because they're laughing at the setups.
Yes.
They're laughing even right before the joke is told.
That's the Thomas Lennon bit on Parenthood.
Yeah.
Where he's like, if you want to know what parenting is like, try putting a goat, and they all start laughing, inside of a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
And that's what it's like getting a 4-year-old dressed every morning. They're already laughing before he gets he's very much like that too. Okay, my Laredo, he doesn't perform anymore. He doesn't tour anymore, at least to my knowledge. Former SNL member.
Ooh, hold on.
But I think because he hasn't grown.
What year? What genre? What year?
Not your favorite. Early 2000s, probably late 90s, early 2000s.
Really?
Very tiny, diminutive, still looks like a child actor. You saw him in real life.
Oh, that's depressing for him. Who is that?
Chris Catan.
Oh my God. He does. Yeah, he does. I mean, by the way, Catan.
Chris could do a ton with a little. And that's the kind of
Mango?
role. Yes. Like when they were putting him in the lead of movies, I never thought that was right. I thought he's the guy that steals the scenes, not 100%. The guy you want to steal scenes from.
By the way, there's such a huge difference between those two people.
Oh, yeah.
It's to me, and by the way, I love this guy. I think he is a dynamite at his job. I think his stand-up is great. He's so likable. But Dr. Ken, right?
Dr. Ken, yeah.
Okay, so Dr. Ken in The Hangover 1, perfect. That's the amount of Dr. Ken that you want.
Yeah.
But in Hangover 3, when it was his movie,
no, it's
that's not that's the amount of Dr. Ken you want.
Those guys are gold. They're like Butters from South Park. Like Butters can have a whole episode, but not his own show.
Yeah.
Like you filter Butters in.
Dr. Ken steals scenes from people.
And after you've established that character, you give him an episode. Everyone's like, yo, they finally got an episode. But then you go back. You don't make them the lead of the show because it just doesn't play. Sandler was one of the only guys to pull off being the one that could steal a scene with a weird role and be the lead of a movie. As far as comedians
That's
go.
interesting.
Like Eddie was a lead,
dude,
period.
If I was looking at a script and I got 2 scenes with Dr. Ken and he's only in 2 scenes, I'm going to disappear in those scenes.
Those are his scenes.
He is going to wreck me in
But if he's
scenes.
the lead, you know you have opportunities there because it's a different responsibility on their shoulders, 100%. Man. It's a different
It's like being a starting pitcher and a relief pitcher.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't mean it in any sort of
it's not disparaging at all.
way.
It's not disparaging at all.
I love Paul Giamatti. I could watch him read the phone book. But he's not a leading man. He's a character actor. He's a supporting actor. And those people are so necessary. It's like when you see Kenneth Branagh in a supporting role, you're kind of like, dude, why'd you do this? Like in Harry Potter, when he played that arrogant wizard who can't, like, all I'm watching is you, bro. Like, I ain't looking at Harry no more. Why you do this role, man? Like, you're too good. You're a lead. Let someone else do that.
You know who I didn't think would be able to be a scene stealer, but he did in Tropic Thunder? Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but I think that was
But he didn't play Tom Cruise also.
Yeah, it was a weird, gimmicky kind of vibe, I think.
Yeah. By the way,
so out of character.
It might be my favorite role of his ever.
I don't think Tom Cruise is one of the best actors of his generation. I've always thought he's a good actor, but I've always said he was the smartest actor of his generation. The things he bought, the things he invested in, the production studios that he partnered with, he always made intelligent decisions and always knew where this business was heading and was willing to take chances on movies that might fail. And those movies are all those movies we see today. So I've always respected him for that, but he's never been one of my favorite. Like I've never watched a Tom Cruise program and been like, oh my God. And you can say that about me too, if you want to. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So I'm not trying to talk trash on the guy. It's just not like I respond more to the Sam Rockwells and the Vincent D'Onofrios and those guys that you wouldn't quite see as the lead, but can still sometimes, like Rockwell can pull it off. Maybe Vincent couldn't. He could on a TV show, but maybe not in a movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
D'Onofrio to me, man,
I mean, you can't say he's underrated, but he's underrated.
Dude. Oh, 100%. 100% underrated.
Yo, his performance as Daredevil or as Kingpin in Daredevil, which you never saw.
No.
You didn't miss anything. The show wasn't that good. But he was so special and intimidating and frightening that I was just like, why does this show suck?
Movie, Freddie? What was that movie where he was that psycho who he took his nose off? Fucking.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yes.
Who was the lead in that? That wasn't a Nicolas Cage movie.
I don't remember. Someone will hit us.
Remember, he was a bag.
And his voice was even way different when he did it.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Chilling.
People have stolen from that with the no nose and the voice.
Absolutely.
Since then. Yeah. The second Spider Girl, not Girl with the Dragon Tattoo movie, they did that whole Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that?
That's right. When he took his face off.
They took the whole bit.
Oh,
man.
Shit.
Everybody inspires everyone. It's not stealing, man.
I got to tell you, man, I like this recap.
I do too. And you know what the people like? The people like that they got extra time today.
Yeah.
We ran long.
How about Gauge?
But we ran strong.
Does Gauge? Have you checked in with your Gauge this week? Is he in jail?
I don't have to
selling meth.
No, I don't have to check in with my Gauge. He doesn't deal in petty drugs.
He just deals in pounds and kilos.
He's an art thief, bro. What are you talking about? My Gauge is taking Rembrandt.
Dude, I can see your Gauge on a motorcycle with a piece of art strapped to his back. Black helmet.
It's wrapped up in a tube, sticking up.
He just
insurance investigators hauling ass behind him.
That's right. He's doing a wheelie down Sunset.
And the adjusters didn't involve the cops because that's paperwork they don't want to deal with. They just want the art back, and he knows that, so he's just going to outrun them because he knows they're not going to call the cops. He's going to get away like he always does.
My Gauge, after the art has been stolen,
he's eating granola and forgot that anyone even took the art.
You know what? He's at one with nature. He's doing some sound bath meditation.
Your Gauge eats yogurt for dinner, bro. That's what your Gauge does.
He doesn't eat yogurt because he's dairy free.
Of course. He eats Fogurt.
Yeah, no, listen, man. He's not big on yogurt.
He's on those Impossible patties. You know what else tastes like meat? Exactly like meat?
Yeah.
Fucking meat.
Meat, yeah. It's just like when I hear people say, I'm having sex in virtual reality. I'm like, you could have sex in reality too, which is way better. It always makes me laugh. Virtual reality looks just like reality. You know what else looks like reality? Fucking reality, everybody. Well, you got to go into another reality. You got a great reality. It's just like the Mars travel. It drives me crazy. You know, it drives me crazy. Same thing with virtual reality. I understand maybe wanting to see underwater. Okay, go underwater.
Or don't.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. What do you want to plug? By the way, I signed your crack this weekend.
Thank you for crack signing. This Friday, 1 o'clock Pacific time, 1-ish. We're going to go live with Catan, which I mentioned earlier in the podcast.
Not Chris Catan.
Not Chris Catan. And then on Sunday at 11 o'clock Pacific time, I am live streaming Sea of Thieves, which is that pirate game with WWE superstar Tyler Breeze. It'll be the two most handsome gamers in the universe on the same ship at the same time, and I think some other pro wrestlers might jump in there too.
Are we putting him on Team Handsome?
Tyler Breeze?
Yeah.
His nickname is literally Prince Pretty. So yeah, he's Team Handsome.
He's on Team Handsome. Is he on the board? Is he a board member?
We'll see how he does on his first cruise.
Okay, yeah. I mean, listen. I
will
only
a few seats on the board.
You know who's on
Brady,
Team Handsome for sure?
Me.
Gauge. Not Gage. Gauge is on Team Handsome.
There's no hippies on the board.
No, but he's on Team Handsome.
There's no hippies on the board of Team Handsome.
Wait.
Not one.
You got to have a guy.
No hippies.
You don't want Patchouli?
No. And no beat poets either. Jack Kerouac ain't on that board.
He's going to snap us into existence. Guys, this week I am in Columbus.
Yeah.
The week after I'm in Boston.
You guys are going to need some laughs.
Yes.
Because the Browns are rough.
Columbus tickets going fast. Guys, if you're in Boston or planning on going to that shows, I would get your tickets right fucking now.
That's his hometown. They go fast quick,
already. West Palm Beach the week after that. Philadelphia and the Punchline the week after that. I just want to say thank you to everybody. And by the way, tonight on Control Chaos, Seth Green, Claire Grant, Brittany Furlan.
You got the Verde clan? Nice, man.
I got the whole
I call him
crew.
Seth Verde.
Seth Verde?
Yeah.
It's the whole crew, guys. So check it out. 7 o'clock Pacific time. If not, it'll be up on my YouTube page.
So stupid.
You know, I call Jacob when he picks me up. I go, hey, thank you for coming, Juber. He's my Jew Uber.
Terrible, terrible father, terrible example to the whole world. But I love you.
Guys, once again, tell your mama.
Tell your friends.
Prinze in the Wolf.